What's up, my peeps? So if everything's going good, this will be video number 2 for this week. And like I said, this one's gonna be about this crazy chola gangster chick that I was messing with when I was in my 20s. She was from Cali. She was I don't remember what neighborhood she was from, but she was just all about that life, and like so anyway. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and please comment at the end of it. I want to, hear you guys' thoughts. I love interacting with you guys. That's the reason why I still do these things. But anyway, so like the way I met this female was, I think I was maybe like, I was like either late teens or early 20s. I don't remember. Maybe like 20, 21, I think. And so one of my homies, one of my crazy ass homies, his name was Tony Navarrete. He was half Apache and half Mexican. He was doing what do you call it? He had gotten in trouble for something. He was always in trouble, right? He's the one that used to slang when we were in high school, the one that almost got me caught up. But anyway, he was doing work hours. Like he had gotten, busted for something, and so he had to do a bunch of work hours, like that or like serve some time, right? I think it was like I don't know about like maybe almost 100 uh, work time hours or whatever that they give you, the judge. So anyway, he had a few choices, right, and I guess he chose to do them at this. It was a nursing home um, in our hometown. And so while he was working there, I guess he met this new chick started working there, right? And I guess he had tried to throw game at her, but he wasn't really her type. I guess. Uh, I guess she kind of was attracted to like, because he wasn't really like I'm not trying to like make myself sound great or any certain kind of way, but it is what it is. Like I grew up in the projects, and so I got that like that ghetto, ghetto-ness, that ghetto flavor. I guess you could call it. Not saying that that's a good thing or a great thing. That's just the way I am. And so he didn't really have that because he didn't like really grow up like where I did. I mean, he was hood too, but just I don't know how to describe it. Like I don't know. But anyway, I guess So he was like, he had called me from his job, and he was like, man, he goes, there's this new female here at my job, man. And he's like, she's pretty fine, but he's like, she ain't feeling me. Like he's like, I try to throw game at her, but she's not interested. So we always try to hook each other up. Like I had hooked him up with chicks in the past, so he I guess he started telling her like, okay, I got this homie. I know you'll like him. And this is his words. He was like, he's a good looking dude. He's all buffed out. And he grew up in the projects. And I guess as soon as he said projects, I guess that's what kind of got her attention. She was like, oh, really, for real? Because this female, man, she was totally about that life, man. She was attractive. Don't get me wrong. Very attractive, Latina. She was curvy. Um, and but she was about that life, man. Total like chola, like gangster chick. So anyway, like he ended up putting me on the phone with her, and so like we started talking, and I could tell from the way she talked, she had that total like cholita, like language, like yes, this and that, um, and so I was like kind of like kind of laughing, not like making fun of her, but kind of like just like uh just kind of joking with her and stuff. And so anyway, we hit it off good, and so she ended up telling me like, well, when do you want to get together, fool? This and that, for real, right? And so anyway, like I'm not gonna say her real name, but she uh she had the street name of Shy Girl, for real. Like I swear I'm not making that up, because that's all those street names that all the like the cholos and cholitas go by. Those things like they get repeated like generation after generation. Like Smiley, like Dimples, Shooter, Creeper, all those names. So anyway, she was like shy girl, right? But the funny thing is, she was anything but. I don't even remember. Like, I guess she looked shy or something, but she definitely wasn't shy. So anyway, like, we ended up getting together, and everything was going good. Like, we were getting to know each other and having fun and everything. And the only thing I noticed about her right away was like she was just like trying to think of the right way to describe it, but she was just like that girl had like a bad mouth. Like she cursed like way more than me, and like was like kind of aggressive, and like just girl just like she was about it. You know what I mean? Like she was always getting into it with somebody, and like just I don't know, man. She was really quick to like to start shit. I guess you could say. And so like a couple times, like like one of the times, like for example, we were in her car, and we were just driving somewhere, and this dude in this big ass 4x4 like cut us off or something. And man, she started driving crazy. Like she started like cutting him off and getting next to him and like yelling up at him, like telling him, "Pull over, motherfucker! I'll kick your fucking ass." That's it. Like, I mean, just talking crazy, right? And I'm like, yo, I'm like, calm the fuck down. I'm like, you're gonna get me in a fight. And she's like, you don't need to fight my fights. That says she's like, I fight my own battles, this and that. And like, so like, I'm like, yeah, but what if homeboy's got a gun or something? Like, I don't have a gun with me, and you're like, just talking crazy, and so anyway, she did a couple of things like that. And so I started to kind of think, like, man, like, I don't know if I want to be like kicking it with this chick, and so like another thing that she did was like we were at a bar one night, just me and her, and we were just like having drinks, and like I think we had ate like some wings or something. I think it was like a sports bar, and I think we were watching like I don't remember if it was football or a fight or something, but so like she started getting into it with some people that were rooting for the other player or the other team. I don't even remember. And so like next thing I know, she's like cussing them out and like trying to challenge them to a fight and shit. And I'm like, man, chill the fuck out. You're gonna get us kicked out. And that's what ended up happening. They ended up like telling us like you guys need to leave or we're calling the cops. So we ended up leaving, and so like a few other things happened like that. And then so finally one night, we're at her apartment, and if I would have like I probably should have just pulled that little shady bitch move and just I should have just broke. Well, I don't even want to say broke up because she wasn't my girlfriend, but and I forgot to mention that like at the beginning of this I had even told her like I'm not looking for a girlfriend, like I'm not trying to get serious, and because I was like in my early 20s or whatever, so I wasn't trying to be tied down. You know what I mean? Like I was young and single. So anyway, so like I made a mistake of we were at her apartment in Mesa, and so I told her, I said, hey, I said you're cool and everything, and like I've had a good time, like kicking with you, hooking up with you or whatever, but I said like you know this ain't working out. And she was like, what the fuck you mean this ain't working out? I said, you're just like too wild. I said, I'm sorry, but so I'm not trying to like talk shit or like disrespect you or anything, but you're just like too wild. You're like always starting fights with people like everywhere we go and like just like tripping on people. And I said, I ain't no pussy, don't get it wrong, but I'm chill. Like I don't take it there unless like I have to, you know what I mean? Like unless somebody's like disrespecting me or getting in my face, like I'm chill. Like I don't like to just be getting into shit all the time. And then she was like, "Oh, so that's it?" She's like, "So she said basically like, so I was just a fuck. That's it." And I was like, I mean, if you want to put it like that, that's your words, not mine. But so I'm just telling you, like, I'm trying to be respectful and tell you in person, like, this ain't working out. Like, you know, I'm just gonna leave, you know. And so she started like tripping on me, telling, like, calling me a pussy ass, this and that, like just saying that, you know, motherfuckers in Arizona ain't shit, you know, like I've heard that stuff, not to me, but I've heard that stuff before, like in the prisons and like, you know, from like dudes from Cali and chicks from Cali always want to say that, like, Arizona ain't shit, this and that, you know. And so anyway, she was like just going off on me, you know, like calling me a fucking puto and get the fuck out of my apartment, you know, you fucking Arizona pussy, this and that, you know, like just calling me all kinds of crazy names and shit. Oh, and then she started telling me like I'm gonna have my cousins. She started naming off all her cousins, fucking Chato and fucking Chuco and fucking Creeper and fucking Sniper. She started naming off all these fools, man, saying that they were gonna come down and they were gonna fucking beat my ass and they were gonna fucking kill my ass and like throw me out in the desert or some crazy shit. So right there, I was like pretty much walking out the door, and you know, I basically was like, whatever, I'm fucking out of here, bitch. You're fucking crazy, right? So she lived on the second floor, so I'm walking down the stairs, and this girl's like comes out on the balcony, and she's like yelling, like talking shit crazy to me and stuff, right? And so like, you know, I'm just trying to leave, and then so like she's telling me all this shit about her cousins are gonna come down and beat my ass and kill me and this and that. So I finally just kind of snapped, and I should have just kept walking. I should have just walked away, but I was like, "Fuck you, bitch!" I said, "I got guns too, bitch. I got all kinds of guns. You know, I probably had like maybe 4 or 5 guns. You know, um, like I think I had like an AR, a Mossberg pump, and I had like a nine and then like a Glock 40. So I had a pretty good, you know, like collection, you know, little arsenal, you know. So I told her, I said, bitch, tell your fucking cousins to come down. I said, I got something for them. And I got homies too that are fucking down, you know. And so, like, uh, somebody had ended up calling the cops, I guess, because they heard when she first, like, started yelling at me, I guess. And so, like, I don't know how the fuck the cops got there so fast, man. But so, and like, the thing that sucked is, like, where her apartment was, like I had to walk kind of a long ways to get to my car, um, you know, to get to the parking lot. So I'm walking to my car, and like she had just barely went in her apartment and like slammed the door, right? Next thing I know, I see these it was like 4 or 5 Mesa cops. And I've had some bad dealings with Mesa cops, man. Like uh to me, like they're the worst. Like I've never really had any issues with Chandler cops or Phoenix cops. To me, Mesa's like the worst. I don't know what their issue is, but they're like trigger happy. Like they're like they always want to shoot a motherfucker, you know. So, anyways, like I come around the corner, and next thing I see these 4 cops, and so like they didn't have their guns out or anything, but they had their hands. They put their hands on their guns and they shined a light on me, and they're like they yelled something at me like did you just come from apartment such and such, you know? And I was like, fuck. I was like, yeah. I said, I'm just trying to leave. I'm trying to go to my car. I was like, you know what you know what the fuck, you know? And then so there was this young dude, like I don't know if he was like fresh out of the academy or if he was just a fucking super cop, like hard charging motherfucker, but he had the flat top, you know, fucking high and tight and shit. And dude just looked like he wanted to put some hot lead in my ass. And he was like, he's like, shut the fuck up. He's like, you need to drop the fucking attitude or something like that. And I'm like, man, whatever. I was like, I'm just trying to fucking leave, man. Like, what's the problem, you know? And they're like, we got to report that there was a domestic dispute or domestic argument, you know, and you fit the description of the male that was involved or some shit like that. And I'm like, man, you guys got the wrong fucking person. I said, the one you guys need to go talk to is that fucking female that lives in that apartment. I said, all I was trying to do was tell her it's over, and I was just trying to leave. And she started yelling at me and talking crazy and threatening me and telling me she's gonna call all her cousins to fucking come down from California and kill my ass and this and that. And so like as I'm talking to them, they're kind of like crept up on me closer, right? And like the I would say the two on the outside were, you know, I was watching all of them, right? The two on the outside, you know, to me I was just like, okay, they're just doing their job. They're trying to be cautious. And then the one in the middle, which was kind of an older cop, um, he had some rank, you know, he had some stripes or something, right? I don't know why he wasn't doing the talking, but the younger dude, like I said, next to him was doing the talking, and he crept up pretty close to me, and he was like ready to fuck me up, you know, and I could see the intensity in him, like he was ready to just, you know, do something, right? So, you know, I was like, hey man, I said, be cool, man. I said, I ain't trying to resist or fight you guys or anything, you know. And then, so the older guy was like, well, we're just trying to, you know, find out. You know, they were shining their flashlights right in my face. You know, I forgot to mention that. Mostly it was the asshole, the hardcore one that was like shining his flashlight in my face, right? So I said, well, hey man, tell your partner to stop shining his fucking light in my eyes, you know. And then he said some shit to me again, like, I already told you you need to watch your fucking attitude or something like that. And then, you know, the older cop was like, all right, he's like, you know, we just want to find out what was going on, and we just want to make sure there was no, it wasn't physical. You know, I was like, no, man, it wasn't nothing like that. You know, I said, just please tell your boy to chill. You know, and then he was like, he said something to me again. He got mad, you know, and he was like, I'm not gonna fucking tell you again or something like that. You know, I was like, man, whatever. I said, I just want to, you know, tell you guys my side of it and get out of here. So I didn't do anything, so you know, you know, you guys don't have the right to detain me, you know. And so anyway, you know, the older one was like, just you know, tell us your side of it, what happened, and then you know, if we're you know, if it sounds like you know that's you know a legit story, then you'll be on your way or whatever, right? So I ended up telling them my side of it, and they said okay, they just got my information, and it's like you can you know you can be on your way, you know, and so I left, man, and I was like, man, I was counting my blessings. I was like, I could have got fucking, I could have been the Mexican Rodney King right there, you know. That one cop he wanted to get me bad, you know. So so anyway, I left, and then so like I think it started that same night. So this is like I said, this was like I don't remember if I said what year it was. Hopefully I did, but if I didn't, this was probably like the early '90s. So I had a Motorola Flex pager. You know, this is when those things were popular. You know, there was no cell phones yet. So this chick started blowing up my pager, and like if any of you guys remember, like you used to be able to spell out like words like with numbers. You know, if you knew how to do it. And so she kept sending me like over and over like 187 and like murder and like kill and like all this crazy like shit. Like she was just texting me, you know, and then like you know, just like sending me message saying that, you know, that I was gonna be dead and all this crazy shit, you know. And so she had me like jumping every time my freaking pager went off. And then she started so at the time I was staying at my mom's in my hometown, and so she started coming by my mom's and just like stalking me and shit, like she would park like next to the neighbor's house and just like wait for me to come out, and then she would like drive by. She would like drive by and like throw rocks at me or throw shit at me, you know, and like one time she threw a rock and it like hit the front of my mom's house, right? So I tried calling the cops on her like a little bitch, you know, and they were like basically like there's nothing we can do, you know, because they gave me some lame bullshit like because she lives in Mesa and just some whack shit. So I was like, okay, they're no help. So um, so anyway, like you know, I just kind of figured I had to put up with it, and so like A couple days later, at the time, I was working at Macy's in the shipping department, and so like I come out to my car, and it was keyed. You know, it had a big old scratch on the door, and man, I was so fucking pissed. And you know, it wasn't like a great car or anything. It was like it was a Ford Escort GT. I mean, actually, it was kind of cool because I had it lowered, like it was slammed to the ground, and it had some nice rims on it, and a system in it, you know, and it was a hooked up little ride, you know, and I had actually just gotten a new paint job on it. It was a pretty nice paint job. It was like Porsche red. Um, One of my older brothers, homies, painted it for me, and so like she made this big old scratch on the door, and I was like, fuck, I was so mad, you know, and I knew it was her, but obviously I couldn't prove it, you know. So anyway, like I ended up finally figuring out like, you know, if I was gonna be able to do anything about it, I had to go to Mesa PD, which was that was the last thing I wanted to do because, like I said, I've had some bad experiences with Mesa PD, and I just, you know, I kind of dreaded going there, but I ended up going to like Mesa Court and ended up filing a restraining order against her, you know, and so like the fucked up thing is like, so keep in mind like I didn't try contacting this girl once. I didn't go back to her apartment at all because I mean obviously I don't have any reason to. So this chick turned around and went and filed a protective order right back against me. So like a couple days after I had served her with you know the order of protection or whatever, I'm at my job and this dude walks up to me and he's like, you know, are you so and so? And I was like, yeah, why? And he's like, you're being served with the order of protection by Miss, you know, uh, La Shy Girl, you know. And I was like, what the? I was like, are you fucking serious? And he's like, hey, I'm just doing my job, man. He's like, you know, he's like, sign here or something like that. I'm like, man, I ain't signing shit, dude. He's like, all right. He's like, you don't have to, you know. So yeah, so I was like, I was so mad. I was like, I can't believe this girl fucking turned around and put one of these motherfuckers right back on me, you know. So like the next thing, so like she kind of chilled out a little bit after I you know sent her the order of protection or whatever. She just retaliated by sending one back to me, right? But then she started. Well, she had already been crank calling me, right? But what she did was like she had one of her friends call me, and like her friend called me a couple times and pretended like it was a wrong number. And so finally, like the third time, I think her friend called me. I just told her, you know what? I said, please stop playing games with me. I said, I know Shy Girl put you up to this. Like, why are you playing along with this? Like, I mean, are you guys like in junior high or what? And she tried to play it off. She's like, no. She's like, this is really a wrong number. Like, I swear, you know. And so I was like, whatever. So I don't know why I did this, but probably because I was a young dude and I was like, I was kind of wild too. So I just, you know, I just figured, fuck it, I'm gonna make the best out of a bad situation, you know. I mean, it could have gotten a lot worse. I could have made it worse by doing this, but I basically told the friend, I was like, so hey, I said, what do you look like? And she was like, what? I said, what do you look like? And she's like, I don't know. She's like, I said, are you pretty? Do you look good? And she's like, I don't know, I guess. And I said, well, I said, why don't you meet up with me somewhere? And she's like, are you serious? She's like, I can't do that. She's like, you know, she's like, so and so. She's like, Shy Girl will kill me if she finds out. And I say, hey, well, you're already calling me. You might as well, you know, meet up with me and see what's up, you know? And so, like, anyway, this conversation went on. Like, we ended up talking for like about 20 or 30 minutes. And I ended up talking her into it, right? So I kind of played it safe. Like, I told her, so, you know, on, you know, whatever date we agreed to, I said, meet me at the Native New Yorker, you know? And so she was like, all right. And then so I the day of, I was like, so like when we talked, I was like, so what are you gonna be wearing? So I know it's you. And then so she told me what she was wearing. So what I did was like when I went to the native, I peeked through the window and looked for her, and then I saw her, like kind of waiting at the front, waiting for me to come in, right? And she looked pretty good. She was attractive, so I came in and like and introduced myself, and we started talking and stuff. And so the crazy thing was this chick was like older. She was like at the time she was by far the oldest chick that I had ever hooked up with. She was like I think she was like 37. She told me so. She was like way older than me, and I was like I think I was like 20 or 21, right? But she was attractive, and like so I don't know if it was just like kind of added a little bit of I don't know, like mystery or like adrenaline to it because of the situation. So, anyways, we ended up like hitting it off pretty good, and we ended up like hooking up. And so this was going on for a couple weeks, and then we ended up like doing a camping trip with a bunch of my friends. Were going camping, and so I brought her with me, and so we spent the whole weekend like up north, like in Flagstaff, I think, or one of those, and it went pretty good. But then like she just like really started like getting like really clingy and like really attached to me, and I was like I was already kind of tripping out because she was like so much older than me, right? And actually initially she had lied to me about her age. So when she told me her real age, right there, like it might have been like a cop out or you know a lame excuse, but that was kind of like the excuse that I used to like tell her like, man, like you lied to me about your age, and because I think she had told me she was like 27, and then she told me she was really 37, and so like yeah, I was like yeah, like this is weird, like I've never been with somebody that old, and I'm just I'm just like I'm a young dude, that's weird to me, and so anyways we ended up breaking it off, and luckily she didn't end up to be like a jealous psycho stalker like her friend, but yeah, she never told her friend obviously anything because like I still got some random crank calls here and there, but never anything more like threatening or anything like that, and like she stopped coming around and everything, so everything was all cool after that. I made it out okay. But anyway, I hope you guys like that story. Um, Next week I'll probably have another paranormal story for you guys. But anyway, for now, don't forget to hit like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to comment. Your homie Big Cisco. Peace.